The Leader was an English-language newspaper, published in Orange, New South Wales from 1890 to 1945, being a successor to the Orange Liberal. It began briefly as the Orange Leader, then the Orange Leader and Millthorpe Messenger before the masthead became the Leader for more than 40 years. History. The Orange Liberal was started as a weekly newspaper about the 4th of May 1878, the title being changed to the Orange Leader on the 4th of October 1890. The paper was operated from premises on the southern side of the Foresters' Hall in Lord's Place, the hall being the only building to separate the Orange Leader and its rival paper, the Western Advocate. In 1894, the poet and author William Googe became proprietor and editor, a role he held until c. 1899 when he left Orange, unable to pay the paper's debts. Googe was succeeded by Ernest Shoebridge Carr. On 3 January 1900, the paper changed its title to the Orange Leader and Millthorpe Messenger, and on 29 January 1901 it incorporated The Sun, which had begun publication in July 1898. On 30 July 1901, the frequency moved from bi-weekly to tri-weekly, and at the same time the name was changed to The Leader. 2 months later, on 2 September 1901, The Leader became a daily. When Carr was elected to federal parliament in 1906, he sold the business to Thomas Crouch from the Wellington Gazette to conduct it as a newspaper with a Labour leaning. Shortly afterwards, Crouch formed a partnership with Jack Porter, also of Wellington, and they traded as Porter and Crouch. The left-leaning paper was boycotted, especially by auctioneers who would not advertise in it, and eventually the business was taken over by Crouch's mortgagor Mark Benbrook, also of Wellington. Benbrook disposed of the business to Percival Stuart Garling, formerly of the Mudgee Western Post. He soon had the Leader on a firm footing, and the paper was recognized as a first-class advertising medium. When the worry of business became too great, Benbrook recruited Jerry Flynn from Carcoar and Harry Lego from Gilgandra to assist him. When Garling moved to Sydney, he appointed Harry Lego as manager and George Bell as foreman. A few years later, the business was taken over by Flynn, Lego and Bell. They controlled the business for some time, after which time George Bell and then Jerry Flynn withdrew. The paper was held by the Lego family until it was sold to Western newspapers in 1945. Before World War I, the Leader and its rival the Western Advocate were daily publications. Because of a shortage of paper and manpower, it was decided that they should both become tri-weeklies from August 1915. Each paper's publication days were apparently decided on the toss of a coin. The Leader on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, and the Advocate on Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays. Such was local concern about the number of casualties in 1915 that the Leader started a fundraiser, the Leader's Acre, calling on local farmers and orchardists to donate money received from 1 acre of their crops to support wounded soldiers on the return from the trenches. Locals were quick to respond, offering an acre's profits to the cause. On 1 July 1945, Western Newspapers Pty Limited bought the Leader from the Lego family and the Orange Advocate from George Thompson. On 1 October 1945, the first edition of the Central Western Daily was issued as a result of the merger between the two papers. Digitization. Some issues of the paper have been digitized as part of the Australian newspaper's digitization program of the National Library of Australia. The 10 millionth newspaper page made available through the service was the 31st of July 1915 front page of the Leader. See also: List of newspapers in Australia. List of newspapers in New South Wales. The Leader. Orange. NSW. Digitized newspaper.